everyone. I'm up late recording as usual before bed, but I wanted to come through with an update on intermittent fasting. So I started this, maybe a week ago? I'll have to check the date of my last video on it, but it's been about a week. I always weigh myself when I go to the gym, and so the last time before tonight that I was at the gym was Friday. And, so I had been fasting, doing the intermittent fasting, not like a regular fast, like for days straight, but, just going certain periods within a 24-hour period without food. I chose to, there are multiple ways of doing intermittent fasting. I chose to, only have food between the hours of 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. That lasted for all of a couple days. So like after so I did that for a couple days, and then because my schedule, didn't really permit eating between 9 and 1, it really began to restrict my calorie intake, or it would have. And to offset that, I extended my eating period past 9 p.m. So I would come home and, eat, until an hour or so before I go to bed or whatever, but I'd be going to bed later. So yeah, after a few days of trying 1 to 9 and then extending it a bit, I was back at the gym. Another thing I should note, I believe that was when I went to the movies and saw Us, and, I had been doing lower carb, but I had popcorn, like I binged on popcorn, and then I binged again on popcorn like another day or two or whatever, but I also went to the gym and burned it. I think I mentioned this in my last video. So anyway, yeah, so after like all of the not really eating the way I had been, being disciplined about the carbs and all that, plus doing the intermittent fasting, I weighed myself Friday. And so I had been, let's see, if I went to see Us on like a Monday, let's say it had been like 4 days of originally starting with the 8-hour food window, and then I slowly decided, okay, well, I'll just do 12 hours of eating, 12 hours of not eating, and make the 12 hours of eating, I'm saying this wrong. Make the 12 hours of make sure that the time that I'm asleep is included in the 12 hours of not eating. So basically just having lunch and dinner, because that would be within a 12-hour period, and then after dinner, not eating until like lunchtime the next day. And I usually eat after 12 noon, so it kind of worked. So I say all that to say that I had been restricting, the hours that I would allow myself to have food instead of just eating whenever I wanted, and that led to that, and possibly some other things. The popcorn binge and just like some other things led to me gaining about a pound. 1 to 2 pounds. Well, at that point it was like a pound, let's say. And so then I didn't go to the gym again. Now, I don't know if I've been mentioning this on my YouTube channel, but at one point I was going to the gym like 5 days a week. And then I slowed down. I had some other stuff to do or whatever, cut back to maybe 3 days a week. The past couple weeks I've been going like 1 to 2 days a week, because I've had like several projects that I'm working on, and some other stuff that I'll get into later. I have a second channel, really 3 channels, but I'll get into that later. I've been working on those things, so that's made less time for the gym, or I'd just be tired. So I say all that to say, with me, eating what I want, not following low carb, and now I'm more or less doing intermittent fasting for 12 hours a day instead of doing it for what was the difference? Instead of just eating only 8 hours out of the day, I now allow myself 12 hours of a 12-hour window in which I can have food, and then fasting for 12 hours. And that has led to, let's see, I weighed myself today and I was up like maybe in addition to that pound, I may have gained 1 additional pound or like a little bit less, which actually isn't that bad when you consider the fact that I've been going a little nuts on just like not being disciplined with my eating at all. And since Friday, I hadn't been to the gym until today. So it's not like I was exercising to burn off all those extra calories necessarily, or to burn off, you know, the junk food. It hasn't been entirely been junk food. I've just like allowed myself more sugar and carbs in addition to eating healthy. So yeah, that's not bad. I was a little disappointed, because you know, was trending toward a certain weight, and then I put back on like a pound or two. And then I remembered, well, I've not been going to the gym. Whereas when I was, dropping, weight, I was more restricted with my diet in terms of like cutting carbs, almost not completely out. I was doing maybe like 50 carbs a day on a less strict day, 100 grams of carbs. But that was pretty rare. I kept it under 100, which was a huge improvement to what I was doing because I really love popcorn and, all things carb. So anyway, I say all that to say that even though like I went up those 2 pounds, it's more or less like my weight is within a stable range. I've never been like an up and down kind of person in terms of weight, but it's just that like I've been trying to, like for the first time kind of ever more or less, because I never weighed myself before now. I've been trying to get down to a certain weight. And yeah, I'm not terribly strict on myself about it. I'm just like, I picked up some bad habits of like eating carbs without paying attention. And so I cut all that out for the most part, even though I've been doing it a little bit more. Today was the last day of that. I had more popcorn, because I want to, you know, lose those 2 pounds I gained and then keep going, trending downward toward my goal weight. I'm still, on top of all of that, yeah, I gained a couple pounds. I think it's possible that it may have been muscle because, I have focused on, doing more strength exercises on my upper body because my lower body is pretty strong, but like my arms are not really that strong. And yeah, I'm not an overweight person. I'm not a large person. I'm about a size 4, like, in some things, I might be like a size 6. So let me get to that. So there were some things that I really had gone up to like a size 6 in, but I tried on some clothes the other night, and although my weight went up those 1 to 2 pounds, I have gotten smaller. So I measured myself, and I've definitely lost an inch or two. And, I tried on some clothes that, you know, fit tighter, like some size 4s that fit tighter, and now they fit more comfortably, and the 6s kind of don't fit very well at all. You know, they're like quickly getting to the point to where like they're just like way too big. And it was only like a couple 6s that I could wear anyway. I was in between a 4 and a 6, let's say. So, yeah, before all of this, I was a size 2, a 2-4. So that's what I'm trying to get back to. We're not talking anything drastic, nothing strict, even though, you know, I talk about fasting and all this stuff. But it is kind of hard. I kind of feel like when you're like a smaller size, but you're a little bit above what you're used to, it can be a little bit more difficult to gain weight versus like, to lose weight, I'm sorry. Versus like if you're going from like a size 16 down to, not saying it's easy at all, but you know, like, I don't know, like if you having to like completely overhaul your lifestyle and lose 100 pounds, I feel like, the change is more drastic, if you follow your program as you should, versus like anyone who's lost a lot of weight and was approaching their goal weight. A lot of people kind of like experience where like they plateau, or it's like, I just can't get those last couple pounds off or get down just like this half size or whatever. That's what I'm talking about. That actually can be extra difficult sometimes. Not that I'm having extra difficulty, because I'm not as disciplined as a lot of people are with their fitness and their weight loss goals and things like that. I'm taking a very casual approach to this. But I mean, I think it's working. I think it's good. I don't want to do something super strict that I won't maintain. And so that's why I'm trying out all these different ways of doing the intermittent fasting. And the gym, like, it didn't bother me to go to the gym 5 times a day. I mean, 5 days a week. I'm tired. And now that I am less busy with some of the stuff that I was working on, I can probably get back to going more than 1 to 2 times a week, definitely. So anyway, that's that. I just wanted to do the quick update. I will update you again. I think I'm going to stick with the 12 hours on, 12 hours off intermittent fasting approach. I kind of want to get back to the eating between 1 and 9, but I don't know if I have to be that strict with myself. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to buckle down on the types of food that I eat. So yeah, no more crazy carbs, no more eating entire bags of popcorn. That's just kind of something I allowed myself to do, knowing I wouldn't get back into that permanently, that habit. Cause I mean, it really got kind of out of hand with the popcorn. I know this sounds crazy, but, we all have that food that we feel like we can just like inhale into our stomachs. Anyway, so that's that. I'll update you again, until the next video. Take care and be well.